What's going on, sales comedians? This is Brendan again here at Revival Food Hall in Chicago, Illinois. If you're here in the building, if you come by here in the morning by the Daily Center, I would love to get to know you, so swing by, grab some coffee with me in the morning. I'm here at like 7 a.m. every day. Here's what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to go on to part two of what separates the top 1% salespeople, sales development people from the rest of everyone else. And the second thing that separates the top sales development people from everybody else is a relentless focus on the customer. By that, here's what I mean. Most salespeople, what they go into is pitches about, their product or their service and talking about how great their product or service is and how it can help you and how it can all this kind of stuff. If you're have ever been a prospect at the other end of that conversation, you know for a fact you're like, you don't know anything about me. Yeah, I don't know who you are. You don't know who I am. How do you know anything about my business? And it's frustrating because trying to assume that you know knowledge about someone else without having done any work or actually displayed anything can show very quickly that you actually are very low value and that you don't have anything helpful to offer. So the way that you get around that is by actually focusing on your customer and listening to them. That ability to listen, that being a good listener, it really does separate the top 1% of salespeople from everybody else. If you can listen for pains, if you can listen to what they're saying in the marketplace, if you can display very good listening skills that come out when you send messages that are relevant because you've heard and listened to things that they've said or are articulated, again, either in the marketplace or in person, you can make a very big difference and a very big impact very quickly because someone says, holy shit, how did they know that this is actually this is relevant to me? This is exactly what we've been talking about and thinking about here internally. It's those listening skills that are very powerful. So think about that because it is actually about your prospect or customer. It's not about you. It's not about you at all. It's about them, it's about their pain, it's about what they think could relieve their pain. And your job really is just to try to insinuate yourself into the arrow that is between their pain and the solution to their pain. So if between their pain and the relief of their pain is your product or service, then they're going to buy it 100% of the time if they trust that it'll actually do what they say it's going to do. And that trust is built by listening and displaying that you know and understand their needs and that those needs resonate with you and with them. Does that make sense? So the more you actually try to talk about your product or service, the less likely it is that they're actually going to use it because it's not about their product or service. It's about their pain. It's about what they see as a solution to their pain. And it's about whether or not your product or service is actually somewhere in the mix to solving that. So listening skills, focusing on the customer, that really, it's the same thing actually, but it's really what separates the top 1% of sales development people and salespeople from the other 99%. Take care. Have a good day.